If you want to sell your laser crafts, the difference between a hobby project and a premium product is all in the finish. Today I'm showing you 3 specific techniques that will level up your laser products without spending hours on hand painting. They are all so easy and beginner friendly that anyone can master this. First, we are going for speed. I'm going to show you how these pre-painted sheets from Creatorally can save you time in both cleaning and also color filling your engravings. I'll also tell you the easiest way to color fill your acrylic engravings without even using masking tape. And last but not least, I'll show you how sanding can shape your ornaments to make them more rounded and beautiful looking, and how stain can also hide your residue from the laser. So let's get to the laser. I'm starting by cutting my Creatorally sheets. I'm using the red and the gold, and this material is really easy to cut on both CO2 lasers and also diode lasers. In fact, Creatorally already includes some standard settings that you could use in case you are using a diode laser. The settings I use is, however, the exact same settings that I would use for my regular plywood. I am using my 100 watt CO2 laser because I want to show you how easy this is to clean. After you are done engraving and cutting, which in this case took around 3.5 minutes, all you have to do to clean your material is to take a damp cloth or a wet wipe, which is what I'm using, and you can just wipe off all that residue. So it can't really get any easier and faster than this. As a little extra, I will be color filling my engravings, but you could actually just package this if it was a single ornament and it was ready to ship. The bonus is that it is painted both sides, so you actually have a finished ornament or whatever you are making right away from the laser. Next, I am cutting my acrylic sheet. I am using translucent red acrylic. I would have loved to use Creatorally's own acrylic, but they didn't have it in the color that I am currently using now. I have some in yellow, but that would probably not be very pretty for this project. But for cutting my acrylic, I am also using the same settings as I did on my previous cut from Creatorally, and this time I am engraving reversed and normally, so you can see the difference when it comes to color filling. Engraving and cutting the sheet took roughly around 3 minutes. Last but not least, I am going to cut my 1/4-inch poplar plywoods, and I am using scraps because I hate waste. That's also the reason why I decided to make a couple of tags from the inner hard cuttings. Since my CO2 doesn't have a camera or auto alignment or anything like that, I am doing it manually. If you are interested in knowing how I align my parts for this project and also how I nest my sheets, I do have another video on this very subject. Now that I'm done with cutting and engraving all my pieces, it's time to show you some different finishing techniques. I will start with the pre-painted plywood from Creatorally, since this is really easy to color fill. Next, I'll show you these acrylic pieces, which I engraved reversed and front to show you the difference. And last but not least, I'll show you how you can quickly remove your residue marks from your wood. So let's remove these pieces and start with the painted plywood over here. I have 4 hearts with names, and I also have this the Mogensen family. To color fill these projects you can use any type of paints, but I will be using this metallic acrylic paint, which I love, and I will be using dark brown, rich espresso, for the names here. And for the Mogensen family, I will go with black. Besides paint, you will need a little brush and you will use some wet wipes or just a damp cloth. I'll just remove the cap from my paint here, dip my brush, and I'll just rub it into the engraving directly. I haven't done anything to this at all besides using my wet wipes to clean it off. And once I have my paint stuck inside the engraving, I do now, I think, I can just take my wet wipe and I can wipe off the excess. So this is the easiest material ever to color fill. And would you look at that? So let's do the same with the hearts. I did forget to show you how they looked before. So let's show you that. Now instead of the black, I will be using the rich espresso to give it kind of a golden look, but still make it a little darker. So I'll just grab a new paintbrush, and the links for all the paint and materials I use are of course dropped in the description. So now I have Peter, I have Felix. I'll just remove paint from these first so you can see the difference. So I'll just wipe it over with my wet wipe, and I might want to do a dark color, but already now you can see that it is pretty enhanced. I will probably go with the black anyway. So let's just try Zoe up here to see if that will be a little more clear. Wipe off the excess. And I do think the black will do it more justice, but I don't know what you think. But I think I will go with the black, and that's the great thing about color filling like this, because you can always wipe over. Also, if you missed a part, you can just add in some more paint and color fill the rest. So let's grab Mia as well. And I didn't take a look at how much time I've spent on this, but I can guarantee that it only took minutes to do. So let's wipe off Peter. Let's wipe off Mia. And you of course want to wipe off before it is drying on the surface. If it is too dry on the surface, you could use isopropyl alcohol, but you would probably risk taking some of the pre-painted colors with you as well. I didn't color fill this completely, so let's just add a little more paint, and there you go. If you're not completely satisfied, you can just go over them again once they are dried, but that's actually the color filling of the pre-painted plywood from Creatorally. Next is color filling acrylic. So first of all, I did a little extra thing because I actually went in and cut a couple of scrap earrings from this square of my sheet. I decided to make a front engraving for these, and for the other version, I decided to make it reversed because I want the shiny side of my ornament to face upwards. And in case you don't use tape, I'll actually show you two ways on how you can easily color fill your acrylic. So let me just remove my tape here, and we can just pretend that I didn't have tape on this in the first place. And without saying just yet, I can actually almost tell you right now that peeling the tape off takes longer than color filling this. But let's color fill this because it is not really clear, and I would like to have it more visible when I am going to turn this into my fairy light ornaments. But I am thinking that this champagne gold would look nice on these ornaments. So let's try and color fill with those. And since I do have my tape on these still, I will just take my paint and I'll just make sure it settles inside the engraving. The reason why I don't really like to color fill this way is because it's hard to see already from the other side how this will look like. But let's take some of my earrings, which are going to be front engraved, and I can show you the difference, because when you are front engraving, it is a little easier to see exactly how much paint you have stuck inside your engraving. But honestly, I do prefer just to use the denatured alcohol when I am color filling acrylic. But I do think I am where I need to be with my gold now. I'm not sure if I do have enough paint inside this, but time will tell once we are going to remove the tape. For the last 2 earrings, I'll actually be using a red or slightly pink, just to make a little cute effect and to make it a little different than the other engravings. So I'm grabbing a new brush, and the same way I'm just going to add in my paint. And I do think I might have to fill in some more of this pink, but let's see in a bit. For my last acrylic piece, I am going to flip it around. I will just place a piece of paper beneath. Now I will grab my isopropyl alcohol, but mine is in a water bottle. It is isopropyl alcohol though, and I'll just open it. I'll grab another piece of paper towel, and once I'm done color filling, I'll show you how easy it is to wipe off. Again, I'll be using the champagne gold, and I'll just wipe it over into my engraving here. So although the peeling took a bit, I can almost guarantee that this is faster to do than color filling with the tape still on. So now I have my paints, and I can start by just wiping it over without the isopropyl, which honestly is almost enough. But if you do have a little excess paint, you just grab some of your isopropyl and make sure that you are running over it in a flat movement, and there's the color filling. So did you see how quick that was? And now I can actually see if it works on the other side, and it does, because it is more visible now. Might not be for you yet, but it will be once the light comes in. And if I want, I could go in and add more paint if I do feel like something is missing. And again, I can just grab my paper towel with or without the isopropyl and wipe it off. So there's actually no need to keep the tape on when you are color filling acrylic, at least I don't think. If you have a better way of doing it, just drop a comment and we can discuss it down there. But I will have to let this dry. Maybe I could peel off some of the earrings just to see what will happen if I peel it off too soon. I already scratched it, so I will have to color fill this in again. What you could do is use a heating tool, and you can heat up your paint and dry it a little faster. Just make sure that you don't get too much heat on, because that can actually make the paint bubble, and you don't want that. So let's try and remove the tape here. And the color filling does look nice. Let's see if I can get these tiny bows out of here. And that's where you can get into trouble if your paint isn't all dry, because then you will risk to kind of smudge your paint, and then you will be in need of your isopropyl alcohol anyway. Also, I did get a little stuck inside the earring, but that is one. And although it does look nice, I still see a little bit of cleanup that I have to do, especially on the edge here. So I could just have ripped off the paper in the beginning and color filled like I did on that one. I am done peeling, but I do see that I have some color filling that is smudged, and also I don't have as much as I want. I do have some edges, so I am just going to color fill everything like I just did before. And this, in my opinion anyway, is the very easiest way to color fill your acrylic. I'll just use the bottom piece of my paper towel here to wipe them off, and then I can go in with the isopropyl alcohol afterwards and clean up everything. So this would have been way easier to start with. So that's the color filling of the acrylic. As a little extra gesture, I am actually going to include these pairs of earrings with the files for the fairy light ornaments as well, in case you are interested in making your own. But now you know the easiest way to color fill your acrylic, and how easy the pre-colored plywood from Creatorally is to work with. So let's just finish off this video by showing you the easiest way to improve your laser cuttings, because right now you can't sell these. And before some of you do write that you like the look of these burnt marks. No one does, truly, and I mean that. So the easiest way to clean this off is by sanding. I will remove my pieces because I am going to do this right at my table. I usually take this outside, but I did promise one of my subscribers to show how I sand stuff. So the thing about a sander is that not only can you remove your residue, you could also shape it just a tiny bit. So hold down your sander. I will mute this part of the video because it is noisy. And afterwards you just kind of go over the sides of your piece, whether it's a heart or a square or a frame or anything else. So let's show you. So this is the front, and this literally took a minute. I will be showing you how you can easily remove all the dust. And also I do recommend that you take this outdoors or you have a vacuum connected to your sander. But the backside is actually just as worse. Always make sure that you remove your flashback marks. And in this case, I'll also round the back a little. So I am done sanding now, and I don't know if you can see the rounded edges already. But to clean off my sanddust, I just go in and use a dry painter's brush, and then you can actually just wipe it off. And this is also one thing that I do recommend that you do outside, or at least on the floor or something else. I will have to vacuum this part of my table anyway. And that's it. So in just a matter of a minute or so, you can actually turn this to this with smooth edges, rounded edges, and a lot more sellable. Another really quick way to do, in case you don't like sanding, is to stain. I will just grab a random color over here. This one is my teak, and you can use any type of varnish. This is something that I mix on my own, and for painting or staining I always use these foam brushes. So I'll just dip it, and I'll make sure that I get some of my paint stock into the engraving. So you can see if I don't push it down inside the engraving, it will actually not do anything, but the minute I push it down a little, it will highly darken my engraving. And also staining will mean that you are going to cover all those burn marks, so it is a win-win. Make sure that you are always wiping in the wood direction to make it look better, and that is it. So this one isn't that dark, and I can actually see some of my burnt marks beneath, but giving it a coat or two should get rid of that. So let's just give it one more coat, and you can see how it actually darkens everything now. Also this birch plywood that this isn't as easy to stain as my poplar plywood that I usually use. In case you do think that you ended up with too many stripes, you can just grab a piece of paper towel and kind of wipe it off a little. So that's another really easy way to do it. I do hope that you learned a lot from this video. I went through a lot of techniques, so the wood pieces over here, color filling of the acrylic, and also the color filling of the pre-painted plywood over here. Which method did you enjoy watching most, and is there something else that you would like to have me go in depth with? In case you do want this finished fairy light fowl, I do have it listed in my Etsy shop, and I do have another video exactly on how to assemble them, and also how I personally arrange all my files in Lightburn. The link for all the materials I used in this video is dropped in the description, and if you choose to use them, I will say thank you for your support. It means a lot to me and my channel, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.